Welcome back to the lesson 3 of the Advent of SysML v2. This is a series of short videos and exercises brought to you by Sensmetry in collaboration with Vince Molnár, a key contributor to the language of SysML. My name is Kęstutis, and today I'll teach you what are the definitions and usages in SysML v2 and how to refactor models using Syside and AI. Yesterday, we challenged you to develop a script to extract part attribute data, and the example solution is available in Syside Cloud. Let's dive into definitions and usages in SysML v2. Both types are classifying things in our modeled universe. Definitions classify individual things like cars, marriages, integers, or procedures. You can point to the instances of these in the world and identify them regardless of the context. Usages classify things inside a context, like a car owned by someone's first marriage, age, or a subroutine. If we want to point to them in the world we model, we need to firstly point to the context and then to the thing. For example, to point to a car owned by someone, first we need to point to a specific someone and then we can identify their car. To sum up, definitions specify inherent properties independent of the context, while the usages specify properties within the specific context. Almost everything in SysML v2 is either a definition or a usage. Here's a quick rule of thumb to know which one to use. Rule 1. If something seems like a blueprint or a classifier, and it describes a potentially reusable concept, it's a definition. Rule number 2. If something seems like a property or a feature, and it describes the role of a concept in a context, it's a usage. We will explore more examples as we go. One of major improvements of SysML v2 over its predecessor is the harmonized terminology. Almost every element now has a clear definition and usage variant. For example, part property used to be typed by a block. Now it's just a part defined by a part def. Or what used to be activity and action is now simply action def and action. Action property in v1 maps to usages, but there are some more things. Block definition diagrams had definition in the name for a reason. Most things in it were definitions, while the internal block diagrams and the compartments usually hosted usages. Let's see definitions and usages in actual SysML v2 code. Here we have part definition Santa slave. That's a definition our reusable blueprint. Notice the uppercase convention for the name. Inside we are using other components. The first part, dashboard, is a typed usage. It references naughty, nice dashboard definition below. The colon is a shorthand for defined by and means that any Santa sleigh will have a dashboard of that type. Next part, cockpit, whose structure is defined in line. This is inline usage. We are specifying it locally without separate definition, and this type of definition is best suited for one-off components. And at the bottom, naughty, nice dashboard is another definition. It's currently empty, ready to be fleshed out. See the pattern? Definitions are standalone blueprints. Usages are how we compose them together in context. Remember, usages are still types. They classify things in a context. They are not instances. Now, let's see why this matters in practice with the SysML model refactoring example. Here's a common problem: a poorly formatted SysML model which makes it difficult to read and understand what is going on. Luckily, we can fix this with Syside Modeler. If we right-click and select Format Document feature, it correctly formats the model. Now we can see another problem, that every reindeer has an attribute called energy level, and it is defined in line 9 times, which is a duplication. If you want to add another attribute, you would have to add it 9 places. That is not maintainable and not scalable. Let's refactor this with the help of AI. Okay, so here I have slightly modified the model to match the desired output I want to be after the refactoring. I added the part definition reindeer and set the dasher reference part to use this definition defined by reindeer. Now I could repeat it for the rest 8 reindeers, but if it was 100 or 500 reindeers, this would be extremely tedious task indeed. So what I'll do instead, I'll use the AI tools to assist with this procedural task. Here I crafted the prompt to do this work. And what happens underneath is that Syside will provide the feedback, errors, if there's any issues with the produced output, and AI will trigger a new loop iteration to develop. So there we go, we have the output, we click keep, and that's it. So you see, now with AI you can refactor models so much faster than any graphical tool, and you can unlock this productivity today with Syside. Today, your challenge is to extend and refactor the Santa's workshop model that you will find in the Syside Cloud platform. Build on today's example, modularize definitions and usages, add parts or attributes, do whatever you can think of. Share your results in the community forum. And also feel free to ask any question about this or past lessons in the Advent of SysML v2 forum section. Links and information how to get free access to Syside Cloud platform is in the video description below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on the bell icon to get notified about future lessons. Tomorrow we'll learn more SysML v2 concepts. Take care and happy modeling!